Welcome into Sweaty Time Pro Wrestling, the only podcast on the Marshland Media Empire conglomerate nationwide is on your thighs. Yes, you better believe it's thighs, bitch, because thighs are nationwide. Everywhere you go, everywhere you look, you're going to find thighs, whether it's in a bucket of chicken or on most people's bodies.
Yep. If you've ever heard Nationwide is on your side, you've heard it wrong. It's time for you to wake up, San Francisco. Hosted by Danny Tanner, the show within a show on Full House. Of course, that's what we're talking about.
No, what we're talking about is Lucha Underground, episode by episode. Currently today, we are on season 3, episode 5 of Lucha Underground. Episode title is The Prince and the Monster.
Oh, that sounds great. I can't wait to watch that for this podcast instead of all those episodes of Full House.
Okay, I thought you were about to say you watched the wrong episode. I was going to be like, well,
I did.
I guess we're doing a 1 minute long episode today.
No, I did watch the wrong episode, but again, the wrong episode of Full House. I watched the wrong show.
Man, Full House sucks, guys. Don't watch it. It's inferior in every way to Step by Step, and I'm not saying that as some. I loved Full House growing up, but after watching Step by Step, I said, "Wow, I'm gonna get the same dopamine hits from Full House." No, it's trash.
That is such an interesting side-by-side comparison, because I remember doing the same thing back when they were on, and when I was watching them more, and I think I gave the points to Full House. But how much of that was just Olsen twins celebrity worship?
Probably.
It was the Olsen twins. They were in everything.
Yeah.
They made the West fun. How do you not give the points to the people who made the two women who were responsible for making the West fun?
I don't know what that's a reference to.
It's a movie by the Olsen twins called How the West Was Fun.
Oh, okay. It was like a very, their children in it, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
That's not them going to, I thought we were going to the beach all summer, but we're going to a ghost town?
No, I think they shoot someone. In my head, because it's like a Western, I'm pretty sure they shoot someone.
That would make sense.
They're like 10 or 11. Yeah.
Which makes it fine.
Yeah. It's important. Almost it's important for every 10 or 11-year-old to learn how to shoot someone. This is Sweaty Time Pro Wrestling.
Hell yeah. And just one thing on the Full House. When you think of hokey sitcoms and these jokes aren't even funny, that's Full House. Step by Step had legitimate jokes that still make me cackle to this day. There is an episode, Sean, that when you come over, the Garfield episode, you need to fucking watch it because it's so fucking good.
James, there's literally no way this doesn't end in tragedy.
No. Nicole and I love this episode so much because the payoff, you think they're just doing this.
I know the payoff.
Yeah, you think they're just doing this dumb bit over and over again, but the payoff is so good.
Why did it must have been when we did the Step by Step. I was surprised by as soon as you said the payoff, I immediately knew the episode. Or at least I immediately remember the payoff. I think I watched it for our formulaic. I must have.
No, we talked about it on the formulaic episode.
Maybe I went on and watched it afterwards because I definitely remember specifically watching recently that very specific payoff. And if you're like, Goose, James, my sweet boys, what is the payoff? Watch the episode.
Yeah, fuckers.
Purposefully saving you the enjoyment of this gag it's a pretty good gag.
Yeah. But you set up today's episode of Lucha Underground while I find the specific episode of Step by Step.
Wonderful. We are on episode 5 of season 3, The Prince and the Monster. Shit is crazy. It's the best way to put things at the temple. Matanza is our champion. He has been unbeatable. Prince Puma has been fighting with Mill. We talked before about last week about Prince Puma wearing red and black as opposed to the red and yellow. And I'm like, ooh, he looks so much more dangerous. When did I see this before? The first time Puma switched to the red and the black was right before Ultima Lucha 1, where Puma defended his title against Mill. So last time he was fighting Mill, maybe he didn't have that killer spirit. He wasn't quite ready to take on the demonic force that is Mil Muertes. How did he get into that mode? He put on the red and black. Now Vampiro comes up to Puma in the locker room. He says, "Hey kid, you lost it. You ain't got that chutzpah. You don't got that kick. You don't got that punch in you anymore. But you got Mill has taken everything from you. What are you gonna do about it?" What does he do? He puts on the red and the black again. It comes back around. That's a continuity. What's the opposite of an error?
Flourish.
A continuity
Callback.
flourish. Actually, holy shit, I love continuity flourish. That is, I don't know. I guess it kind of just means callback, but it's way more. But no, it's a little more than a callback. Like it's not, because it's not being done for humor or a joke. It's being done as a flourish,
Or just
yeah.
an in-canon event.
Yeah, I still prefer continuity flourish.
A canonical flourish, that also sounds good.
Canonical flourish is also very good. Canonical flourish sounds like a technique for designing flowers before they are set up at the wedding. A canonical flourish.
And if Corey were here, he'd say, "That's my new band name."
Ha, Corey. We wish you well.
Real quick, it is season 5, episode 15, titled Snow Bunnies. Man, that episode rules.
Wonderful. The Garfield bit is good. I will concede that much. And otherwise, I'm just a hater. Why am I being such a hater, James? Why do I do that?
Did you drink Haterade this morning?
Yep. You know what? Yep.
Yeah.
As soon as you said it. But this is season 3, episode 5, The Prince and the Monster. We open up straight to the Dial of Doom. The Dial of Doom, of course, is Dario's new little toy. It's kind of it's a wheel, and it's full of doom. That was terrible. It's a wheel with everyone's names on it. He likes to spin it, and whoever the wheel lands on gets a championship opportunity. Hooray! Against the monster Matanza, who, in case you've forgotten, eats heads in addition to other terrible, violent things. Like your head will be crushed, and he will chomp upon it. So it was an unlucky winner. You do get a title opportunity. You're just probably not going to live.
This dial would create a more visceral reaction for me if it was the dial of MF Doom.
Ooh, interesting.
I'd be like, oh, God.
Yeah. Oh, no. You're not an MF Doom fan? Have we talked about that?
Yeah, we've for sure talked about it on Shuffling the Deck.
Probably.
Oh,
I like
real quick.
Yeah.
You're going to say what MF Doom you like. Guess what? I've listened to it all. I think he's good. I wish he wrote for other people and had them do it. The way in which he delivers it just sounds like Chris Rock trying out new material where it's like, I'm just trying to get it out there and that is it. But on Juggalo stuff, Shuffling the Deck, I had a very nice...
Before we go into MF Doom, because I'm sorry, we're going to move on so quickly. I'm just going to be sitting there being like, and yes, I acknowledge MF Doom. I like MF Doom. I don't know how I feel about MF Doom fans. To me, it's a little bit of the Rick and Morty effect, where it's like, I could enjoy this. It's what it is. But there's just a lot of people who make it their entire identity, and I don't know how I feel about that. Now that I'm seeing it out loud, I shouldn't have jumped in with my takes on MF Doom. This is more of a derailment than I had realized.
Ooh, derail me, Daddy.
Thank you so much for getting us back on track.
So, Juggalos.
Yes. Thank you.
I work at a comic book store, Chicago Comics. Even if you haven't been there, give us a 5-star rating on Google.
Sure.
But come in, I work weekends, you can scream at me. Or give me a hug on sanctioned breaks.
Yeah.
So.
Or you could start hugging and then in the middle begin screaming out of nowhere. Keep James on his toes.
No, don't do that because you'll be right next to my ears. I will ask you to leave and I will take a photo of you and ban you from the shop. Because that's just rude, screaming in someone's ears.
Free headshots. Do you hear that? That's a free headshot if you take the picture. No, obviously don't do this.
Yeah,
freaks.
Also, angle's going to be real bad. You will not book any work off from this photo.
So Juggalos.
Yes. Someone asked, hey, do you have this specific thing? And I said, let me check in our small press section. I go back and as I'm walking, there is someone with a t-shirt that is as if it's Little Caesars, but instead of Pizza Man, the Little Caesar, it's a Hatchet Man, like done up to be like the Little Caesar guy. And I go, oh, nice hatchet man, whoop, whoop. And I keep going. And the lady who I'm escorting back to the small press section giggles. And then that guy follows. They are an item. So I'm like, oh, I don't have this. But as I'm walking away, I go, hey, if you're interested, we might have some ICP comics in the basement. And the guy's eyes light up. And he's like, wait, really? I go, yeah. And I explain like how it's the greatest thing. Listen to our The Pendulum episodes in this feed. Someone, okay? It was our least listened to episodes.
But also, my favorite media out of all the media we covered on our ICP podcast, Shuffling the Deck.
And I explained that to him. And then I go, let me go check. We had
my friend Sean hates ICP. I don't hate ICP, but for the purpose of this bit, hates ICP, but loves the comics. Come to the back.
He's a juggalo who also loves the comics, guys. Okay, that's a rare breed of juggalo, actually. So,
the literate kind. Boom, roasted juggalos. It's about time someone took you guys down a notch.
Yeah, not like anyone who I ever bring up Insane Clown Posse wants to shove it down my throat.
Not the literal FBI putting you.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So I go down and I find a trade. It's still shrink wrapped, but luckily my coworker was there who knows comics a little bit more and like how to like price them. It goes for like $30 on eBay, but because it was shrink wrapped, it was stored in somewhere hot. It's like warped a little because it like shrunk even more. He's like, no, man, I would do like $8 to $10 on that. Don't go all the way up to like the 25, 30 people are selling it for. So I say like, hey, it's still shrink wrap, but it's a little wonky, but $8 if that's fine. He was like, oh, when you said I thought it was going to be a lot more. So he picked it up and this is clearly a spouse who is not into Insane Clown Posse, but knows them by proxy because the first thing she said was, oh, if you're not going to buy that, I will buy it for you because this is something you need to have, obviously. And then I explained how the only bad thing about this comic was it didn't keep going into the 6th Joker's card to like really see what the Wraith would have been doing as a summon that they had. Yeah. And she goes, yeah, that sounds a lot like them. Start doing something. And then once they are no longer interested in it, they stop doing it. And I go, fair point, fair assumption. But I believe the comic book company that they were working with went out of business.
Oh, just like I'm trying to think how many people have went out of business working with Insane Clown Posse. Out of all of the different ventures and all of the like things that they've done, how many people have they put out of business?
WCW, that's who killed that company.
Yeah, the Vice documentary doesn't explore the ICP factor of the death of WCW. Talk about it, Eric.
I don't think they've worked with... the reason the comic book company went out of business is because the boom happened, they were riding that high, and then when the comic book industry crashed in the late 90s again, that's when so many people went out of business.
Wait, the comic book industry crashed? Oh, I gotta talk to my stockbroker. Oh, jeez. Oh, no. Oh, wow.
It's crazy that it crashed. They could have just gotten a bunch of peaches and the dude would have been fine.
Yeah. And I understand that joke, but just in case any of our listeners don't, James, if you want to explain that, I'd appreciate it.
Oh, wait, they look like peaches, but I should have said they should have gathered a bunch of Wumpa fruits. There you go. Now you get it.
Yeah, I got you. Wumpa as fuck. Hell yeah. Crash Bandicoot. He goes, wow.
But back to the dial.
Yeah. James, who does the dial land on this week for a championship opportunity against the monster Matanza?
A little man called King Puma.
Whoa! You mean the very same Prince Puma for the sake of just keeping everyone straight, but King Puma tonight? The very same who's going against Mil Muertes right now? Who's wearing the red and the black mask?
Bitch, what you know about the red and black? That's a Sid Voorhees, it's a juggalo shit. Sorry.
Okay, no, thank you so much.
I'm just crying. I've been listening to the 6 Joker's card so much lately. Just crying.
No. Yeah, that's your cry album. It is Prince Puma. He's got a lot on his mind, but he is the initial champion of Lucha Underground, the first to carry the belt. He's got some experience in this.
And I will say after this episode, this is the man who should have had the belt. Holy shit, this turn that he's been having. He's a brand new wrestler. I've always liked him, but this man deserves the gold.
He is crushing it. I love Dario's reaction. Again, how good this man is. He's not scared. Dario is not scared. And you can tell how not scared he is by how much his voice is cracking when he calls Puma the latest in Matanza's list of casualties. Like, absolutely just, like, cracking, and, like, he's flop sweating immediately, but he's trying to protect. But he's doing a good job of, like, keeping it a little on the level of, like, well, no, you're still, my brother is still gonna kill you. I'm not scared. Just, die fast. Like, it's so... I like that. I like when Dario's scared, but he's pretending he's not scared. It's a lot of layers to play with, and it's a lot of fun to watch.
He flop sweats. I hard disk flop sweat.
Yes. What? Yes.
Because a floppy disk that when they were actually floppy, but they still called them floppy disks when they went into the hard, but you call them a hard disk floppy.
Oh, okay. I should know that, but I did not.
Or a hard floppy disk, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Let me double check this so people don't actually me.
Okay. Hey James, I'm going to ask you a question while you do.
What's up?
How do the house band this week, the Chimps, get down the stairs?
Oh, that I'm unaware of.
Oh, well, according to Matt Stryker, when we go to the desk, they slide down the bananister.
Oh, I like that. So it's a floppy diskette, okay. Or you can call them a hard floppy. That's what I always called them.
Nice. Well, Vampiro does not have a hard floppy. He's very upset by this pun. In his beautiful blue shirt and his a very wide-eyed expression when we cut to the desk. All we know right now is the main event, which we just found out about like 3 minutes ago via the Dial of Doom. So I don't know what Dario was doing before the cameras just started rolling, but we're really excited for this main event and actually this first match. We get like straight into it.
Oh, real quick, just out to Dario and everyone, don't throw the mic unless you own it. But in this case, I guess he does own it in story, so he's allowed to throw it.
Dario, you're the only person who's allowed to throw the mic, and Matanza because of nepotism. You are the little brother to the owner of the company. You can throw the mic as well.
In early, mostly speaking Sentai days, whenever Nicole would pull off a real good joke, she'd go, boom, mic drop, and just smack it on the ground. And then I'd have to be like, what are you doing?
It's a great statement, but it's wildly, look, I don't know what's the word when you break something that you don't need to break.
Uncalled for?
Uncalled for. Yes, this is egregious. I've been using egregious a lot lately.
Egregious filming.
And Kathy Lee. That wasn't a pun. I just want to mention Kathy Lee. Hey, shouts out to Kathy Lee. I think you might be a terrible person, actually. You don't seem to be a good person. But no, I don't know. Maybe you are. Yeah. Maybe you're just a rich white lady, and I need to forgive rich white ladies. Maybe I need to forgive rich white ladies. You know what? It's about time we stop shitting on rich white ladies and we start shitting on juggalos. They've had it too good for too long.
Yeah, you want to know what? I'm back on board with that.
Okay, great.
No, I mean not shitting on white ladies, rich white ladies specifically.
Yeah, we're here to protect rich white ladies.
Now I know a couple rich white ladies I'd love to shit on me.
Who is that?
I guess like Taylor Swift would be like imagine this if Taylor Swift walked up to you and was like, I'd really have to shit on you in a sexual way. You would say yes, right?
No.
What the fuck are you? Oh, stand up bit of the fucking century, Sean.
Wait, this is the stand-up bit of this century.
Yeah, all of a sudden
Taylor
you have this
Swift
story. You have this story that no one else has. You're like, so you would start. So like the other day, I'm gonna get the punchline right out. Like you know how the story's gonna end.
Which is great stand-up. I love hearing the punchline first, then the setup.
No, but you're setting it up to say like, Taylor Swift shit on me. Here's the story. And then you tell the story.
I don't think it's that good of a, especially if it's just, You haven't told me more of a story. Is Taylor Swift walked up to me one day on the street and said, I want to shit on you in a sexual way. And then she did.
Well, of course she's going to like take you to some place, some third location. You're going to at least see her butt and hole. And then you are the weaver of words, bitch. You do the grunt work.
The other thing is like, I don't think I want to, I don't know. I never want to be so beholden to comedy or especially stand-up comedy that like a beautiful encounter that happens to be sexual, I immediately like look at it and turn it into stand-up juice that I can squeeze the fruit from for this funny haha laughter sauce. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if this were to happen, I want to keep that moment to myself. I want to hold that precious little darling in my necklace. Also, I don't want to be shat on. Like, that's number one. I really don't want to be pooped on.
Wow, even by Taylor Swift? The story's great. But here's my thing about not holding it in, unlike her. Yes, guys. So...
Wow. Setting up for your own bit. Well done.
It's a two-part scenario, or either or. You are either going to do the bit and then she is going to make a hit song about you betraying her. Or you say nothing and then she makes a hit song about feeling betrayed that you wouldn't tell people that you shat on her. Or the opposite.
Are we still like friends? Is she like mad at me?
I think she would be mad that like, wow, this amazing thing happened to you. I know you're a weaver of words and you didn't. Like, that's what artists do. We talk about our personal shit, and shit on the stage.
Yeah, but I get now I feel sad. Now I'm not going to do it because it's just going to end in a heartbreak. Maybe that's my problem. Like, I really am concerned that, I'm Goose finally in therapy, hooray. And I am actually very concerned that I have this, like, fear of love or this fear of vulnerability. It's very easy, like, it's in some ways it's very easy for me, like, with friends and, like, when I can control the narrative, like, on stage or with my own podcast, I can sort of control how much I let people in. But, like, it really is kind of hard for me. And I guess do I want to allow Taylor Swift to shit on me and open myself up to that vulnerability again just to be hurt for what? A story? For comedy? For humor? I think I'm still going to choose taking care of myself over becoming the toilet of Taylor Swift just for the story. No, the story is Goose is taking care of himself and what his needs and wants are in romantic relationships. I don't need to let Taylor Swift shit on me to have an interesting story. I'm interesting enough. And this was an important lesson for me to learn today. Thank you, James.
Okay.
Thank you.
This would you rather, even though it was just a would you do this? It's not a would you rather, it's a would you do this?
Yeah.
You grew from it, and let's stop talking about it because I'm about to grow from it too.
All right. The first match of the evening is Ivelisse versus, with Marty Martinez, the Mariposa.
And she's walking down to a theme that I can only describe as royalty-free American Horror Story.
That's fair. Royalty-free American Horror Story is a fair call for this. I was going to say it's kind of the beginning of, I think it's Alexa Bliss's theme song. No, not Alexa Bliss. Liv Morgan, who's wrestling the WWE right now. Her theme song kind of has that wind-up type of thing, but then it turns into a full song. This one just kind of stays in this, like, Calliope, almost like a Jack in the Box, but if the Jack in the Box was just fucked up, you know? Like, kind of, like, it's real creepy. I am very happy to see Mariposa. I feel like I haven't seen her too much lately. Ever since the Sexy Star feud kind of ended, I think was that the last time we saw her?
Yeah, it could be, but that was, in retrospect, just a few episodes ago.
It was last season.
Okay, but we're only 5 episodes in. They're setting up stories, so now this story's about to be set.
Yes, it's going to be sort of a story within a story because Ivelisse still has the major, it's like the hots, but when you hate them, the hates. The hates?
Yeah.
Is that something? Ivelisse has the hates for Katrina, the valet of Mil Muertes, which is a lot. Ivelisse does not realize how much necromancy and evil magic she's getting into. She just knows that she hates this bitch.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, Ivelisse has got a lot going. Maybe this might be kind of a running theme. Puma has Mil on his plate, but he's got this opportunity with Matanza. Ivelisse has Katrina on her plate, but, she has an opportunity against Mariposa. And Mariposa, I'm sure, wants to be, featured. Mariposa has been kind of hanging out in the background. She lost that rivalry with Sexy Star. Her brother lost his dog tags to Killshot. Now, it's time for the Martinezes to get back on track. And I, for one, believe in them. Let's go, the Martinezes, you crazy, wealthy, cult-like family. They are also a cult. That's part of their thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do know a team up that she's about to be in, and I'm excited about it.
Ooh, okay. No spoilers? Should I be no spoilers and moving on?
I mean, it's something that I guessed in the previous season, and you were like, no, why would they do it? But no, ooh, I was correct.
I must have blocked it out because it was such a bad idea.
Probably.
But you were correct. So
yeah, it was a good idea.
Exactly. I'm the asshole. Put me on Reddit, mommy.
No, you're not the asshole. Taylor Swift's is, baby.
All right. I would ask you not to talk about the beautiful night me and Taylor Swift canonically shared. Not canonically, hypothetically shared. Ivelisse versus Mariposa. Yes.
Dude, you could be standing and she could still shit on. She's such a tall mommy.
All right.
And speaking of tall mommies,
Mariposa is fucking jacked and ready to wreck shop in this match. Gets real gritty with Ivelisse on some fundamentals. Go behind waistlock, mat return. Then they both stand back up. And so it's like Mariposa crushing these fundamentals, just wrestling. And then on the stand back up, she starts doing a Silent Hill nurse walk animation, just around the ring. Those Silent Hill nurses? Yeah.
I thought you said a Silent Hill nurse. And I was like, what's a hill nurse?
Yeah, one of those classic hill nurses.
Damn
but
it.
Very shh about it. No, Silent Hill nurse. Very scary stuff. I like that. I like how seamlessly it goes from hey, cheerleader Melissa, which we've talked about before, portrays Mariposa, very talented wrestler, very skilled grappler. And then as soon as she gets the moves in and she's like, oh, by the way, I'm fucking crazy, bro. And I'm like, oh, it's scary. I liked it. I like it. It's good. More Mariposa on my TV, please. Mariposa is overpowering and out-grappling Ivelisse until Ivelisse steps up on Mariposa's thigh, gets the momentum for an arm drag.
Climbing that tall mommy.
All right.
That was a note that I had.
I don't know. That makes it worse.
No.
Okay. That will be the story of the fight moving forward. Mariposa wants to ground Ivelisse. Ivelisse kind of wants to stick and jab a lot quicker in her movements. Ivelisse ends up getting tripped by Marty on the outside. Marty, you rogue. Mariposa's gonna put you on the mat and tie you up. Kondo clutch. Ivelisse clutches the ropes to break the hold. It's a lot of back and forth.
And I think when Marty, interfered, Vampiro said, it's not fair, but if you're a fan of that type of thing, it worked.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. It's kind of, I feel like Vampiro is kind of Marty's weird, but his evil tactics do result in W's. So I kind of support it. He's a weirdo, but he's doing the damn thing. Good for him. Ivy gets hung up. This is where it goes from beyond cheating to weird. Ivelisse is hung up on the ropes and Mariposa distracts the referee. So Marty, he could lean in for a choke, maybe do a little poke to the eyes. He leans in for the kiss. He thinks this is a great time to score a smooch from Ivelisse. So he does a slow move, head tilt move forward, and Ivelisse slaps the shit out of him. And now Mariposa's offended, not just because she's my wrestling opponent, but also you won't kiss my brother? What the fuck? She's very offended on behalf of Marty that Ivelisse didn't want to kiss her brother in the middle of this match, and also he's a weird bastard. So Mariposa's looking to put this one away with her finisher, the butterfly effect. First one gets countered out of. The second one, instead, Ivelisse gets put in the air for the butterfly effect, but she shifts her weight down, so she lands on her butt. comes back in, code red, covers to win, 6 minutes and 16 seconds, your winner, Evilise.
Yeah. I really liked how everyone was screaming, kill the moth, which is me anytime I see a moth.
Oh, I always go, kill the moth, after every time I perform at the storyteller show, The Moth, and I always bomb.
Oh, yeah.
So it's just me outside chanting to myself in the rain, thinking about how I'll never do this show again. And then I show up next month.
And if only you had a new story to tell that would totally blow everyone's minds.
I don't know if that would blow anyone's minds. Like something would have to happen during this shit. Like it would be like Taylor Swift was shitting on me, and then I saved Biden's life. Like something else needs to happen. It can't just be, and then she shed on me.
I'm trying to think of a Taylor Swift song.
While you do, I'm gonna finish up the post-match angles for this one.
Well, real quick, she says, you say like, oh man, this sure has been a cruel summer. And she's like, cruel summer. I just think I wrote a hit. And you're the reason why Cruel Summer was written.
Wait, what? Oh, okay. Wasn't Cruel Summer like a song before Taylor Swift?
Yeah, yes, but it's a completely different song. There's also a TV show called Cruel Summer, guys. You can have a cruel summer.
It's fine to have a cruel summer.
Yeah.
It's 2024. I should be allowed to have a cruel summer.
One time I broke up with an ex and then I had to move in on my own and then like a friend of mine overdosed, like I had a cruel summer, okay?
That was a cruel summer. I would agree. One time, Summer Sanders from the Nickelodeon game show.
Figure It Out.
Thank you so much. Yeah, she punched me in the eye and then kicked me in the nards. That was a cruel summer.
Yeah, as Danny Tamborelli, as a 16-year-old, was just smoking cigarettes on the back lot of Universal Florida.
He gave one clap, like not even like just one single, and that was it.
Imagine, like you would stump everyone on Figure It Out if your thing was shat on by Taylor Swift, because everyone's going to say, did you win a championship? And you're like, no. Does it have to do with animals? I'm going to say no. Is it a talent you have? Not a talent I have, but a talent this person has.
All I can picture is just like the parent walking into the room. Hi, Johnny, what are you watching? Someone talking about how Taylor Swift shat on them in a sexual manner. That's their hidden talent for this game show.
Yeah.
On Nickelodeon for children.
And then I guess that you would have to, they would reenact it with like the Charade Brigade.
They wouldn't. We're moving forward.
They'd be in the jumpsuits, just like going like,
It's past 35 minutes in. We haven't technically finished the first match.
And then these guys, they get angry at Evilise for winning.
Sorry, I mostly just want to talk about the Cuero chants. What happens? The temple starts chanting Cuero, Cuero, and Matt asks for an exact translation, which is asshole. It's asshole. And I just love Vampiro's exact translation. He says that it means you are playing unfair. It's a very cute way of saying we can't say asshole on TV, but you know what they're trying to say. Yeah, and that's it. The Martinez siblings. Look, Evilise won the battle, but with this sort of move, Marty and Mariposa looks like they're trying to turn this battle into a war. We will see how that unfolds in the weeks to come. I don't know why I'm waiting for a weeks to come Taylor Swift shitting on you joke. Why am I waiting for that? Why am I waiting for it? That's the problem.
I'm just upset that Havoc, son of Havoc, we should say, is too busy hanging out with Masquerita Sangrata eating bagel bites to come help Evilise.
It's a damn shame that son of Havoc, but he's got bagel bites. You know what? I support him. I actually get it. I get it, and I support it.
But our next scene has possibly one of the funniest things that we've ever seen on this show.
Oh, yeah. Yes, it does. It is Dario's office. Dario is on the phone. He says, don't worry. I know everything about Puma's bloodline, but Matanza's a god. He will not be defeated tonight. Ooh, I love it. The stakes. Ooh. There's a knock on the door. Dario hangs up to listen to Johnny Whines a Bunch. It's Johnny Mundo, and he is here to whine a bunch. He asks, why does Puma get a title shot after the losing streak he's been on? Dario's like, well, that's, the wheel landed on him. That is fate. Johnny rebukes fate. He asks, was it divine intervention that gave me these abs?
And then it just jump cuts to his abs. It's so funny. It's so good that I had to show Nicole.
It jumps cuts to his abs, and there's I didn't know how to describe the sound effect sting. It's kind of like I called it a shining rattlesnake. Where it's the music sting that has accompanied this it's fucking cinematic as hell. As he lifts up his shirt, reveals his abs, he says, no, it was hard work, as opposed to the divine intervention that gave him the abs. I mean, Johnny is here to demand another title shot, and again is denied. Dario, unfortunately, is a man of faith. Johnny says, fine. Give me a gift of the gods title match. Sexy Star was on the losing end of that Atomicos match last week. Make her defend the title. Last week it was Johnny's group, Worldwide Underground, versus the Trios champions as well as Sexy Star. And Sexy Star ended up losing. Dario agrees. Dario even remembers, wasn't it Sexy who took the pinfall? Yeah, Sexy got pinned to Jack Evans. So she'll defend the title against Jack Evans. Then it's all settled. Thank you so much, Johnny. Johnny got played. Johnny got played.
Sean, do you believe it was hard work or divine intervention that gave you a shot at being Taylor Swift's toilet?
I think that's bad luck.
No!
Because I don't want to be.
God, I don't understand people sometimes.
Wait, this is where the human race loses you? This is the start of your origin story. My friend wouldn't agree to get hypothetically shat on by Taylor Swift. So I went full Joker mode. All right, then.
But also, Joe from Hit It and Crit It on a straight to Patreon, I asked him, I was like, would you date Taylor Swift? And he's like, no. I was like, but the story of it all.
Do I want to? I would date Taylor Swift because I think she might be a Redditor. So I want, or not a Redditor. No, she's a 4chaner. So I want to see what that side. I want to see it with that. No, I would. I don't know. I think there is a part of me that really doesn't want to date for the story anymore. Maybe it's being I'm almost 34 and I'm just I want to date because I want to date. That's the only reason I want to date anymore.
Well, guess what? You'll get both out of it. You'll be able to date, and if it goes bad, she's going to be using it as a story. So, but hope for the best.
It's true. Hope for the best, plan for the worst. Follow the white rabbit. Follow the white rabbit. Follow the white rabbit.
I'm following.
There's something's happening. TikTok, they'll be here soon. It's trippy footage of a shady forest and a cute little white rabbit.
Hey, I'm kidding. I wasn't following because I'm lost as hell about this whole thing. Am I right, guys?
It's, I do know who this is, and I'm very excited about him.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. It's so, oh my gosh, I'm very excited he's going to be here. And because I've seen, it's weird, I've never seen his work in Lucha Underground, but I've seen kind of like what he's wearing. And I'm like, oh, it's cool if I spoil. That's part of the podcast.
No. We'll go on to the next thing. And once this person shows up, then you can explain your excitement.
Well, follow the white rabbit, everyone. But right now we've got Tejano versus Cage 2. Tejano and Cage right now are in the middle of a best of 5 series, much like Aerostar and Drago were in season 1. They are in their second match. Cage is already up 1. My first note is, you ever watch your uncle who used to play college ball get in a fist fight with your dad's new truck? Because that's kind of what this match is. And I like it. I want to be very clear. That is a very cool thing. It's fucking hard hitting as hell. And just a lot of power moves. Lot of big meaty men slapping meat, to borrow a phrase from Biggie Langston.
Mm-hmm. And they're doing this for the Marvel's ultimate opportunity.
Yeah, I don't think they totally know what they were saying. Or maybe they did. That this is not a unique opportunity. This is the ultimate opportunity. Mm-hmm. I was saying, that's kind of my my WWE brain going back to sometimes they'll just say or WCW even, where they'll say shit and they'll not know what that means. It's they'll say things first and then figure it out later. But that's not really how Lucha Underground's been operating. So there probably is a difference between an ultimate opportunity and a unique opportunity.
Well, yeah, we talked about this last week.
That we thought it was the Drago deal.
Has that been established?
No, it hasn't been established yet. That was my initial hypothesis, if you will. That it was going to be the Drago deal. But I think that was a unique opportunity, not the ultimate opportunity.
Yeah, which is why I thought it would be something related to Ultima Lucha, because they're saying ultimate, or I think it's going, because I think will line up perfectly, as I said last time, with Aztec Warfare. They will just get a very good number placement.
Maybe. I don't know. Something about Ultimate though. Like I want it to be on the stakes of like I almost want someone to die if they don't win. Like I want it to be like that level. Like I want it to be like a title match, but it's a coffin match, you know? Like you get your title match, but it's in front of a bunch of sharks and they all have guns and they're going to shoot you.
This would be fantastic. It's for Cage. It's Cage. If you win, you get this Incredible Hulk 181 first full appearance of Wolverine. But
Nice.
if you don't, Tejano gets to just flame torch it.
No, that's actually a really good stipulation. I like that match. We should budget that for the next Juggalo Championship Wrestling.
That would be really fun. Of course, it wouldn't be real, or it would be a facsimile.
Yeah. No, we'll be clever. We'll be clever.
We'll do a 180 as well thrown in there, where it's he's seen for the first time.
Oh, I thought you meant a 180 where like 180 degrees, we turn the whole thing around, and instead somehow via a wild series of shenanigans and tomfoolery, the match ends by Cage setting Tejano on fire, but saving the comic book. Like just holding the comic book away in one hand and then setting Tejano on fire on the other. We're living in a post Jungle Boy Jack Perry setting Darby Allin on fire on pay-per-view. That's a thing in wrestling now. Fire is up. Fire is back on the table.
I was going to say, FMW was doing it for a while.
That's true. Yeah. I'm having fond memories of watching like 480p men burning alive.
480p is really good quality for what you should be seeing.
60p, single P, 1p.
Because if it's ripped off from a VHS, unless they were upscaling it, it would probably be like 240 at best.
I've always called myself the princess of sketchy online videos, where I'm only it's 1p. It's 1p. I'm trying to do a Princess and the P bit, and it's falling apart before my very eyes.
I don't even know what the Princess and the P is, but what I do know is we get a count out for the first, not a full count out, but the ref is counting while they're outside of the ring for the first time in a long time.
Yeah, which, like, to be fair, I get it. It goes to the outside pretty damn quickly. And it's all Tejano on the outside. He's just kind of like, he's just walking Cage around the entire temple at that, just beating the shit out of him. He's kind of just like, hey guys, come on, you gotta wrestle a little bit. You gotta wrestle in the ring a little bit. Come on, you're making me look bad. I got a job. Dario's gonna give me shit. Please, now I have to count. Yeah, it goes back and forth a lot. Cage, Tejano rolls Cage back in, misses the slingshot. Cage answers with a tornado DDT. Tejano answers with a leg lariat. It's a lot. Like when I say that your uncle used to play college ball, fist fighting your dad's new truck. It's like it's blow for blow. It's like haymaker punch to revving up the engine and bumping into your uncle a little bit. It's always these big power moves for big power moves.
That's like when Twisted Metal introduced the fact that you could go outside of your car as a human.
Did they do that?
I think in the newest iteration you could do that.
Hell yeah. Sorry, I just got excited by Twisted Metal. Terminator collapse as Cage's bizarre physics start to kick in. The big man moving like a little man, way that like Cage defies physics. I think if a physicist were to study Brian the Machine Cage, they would be like, no, you're not supposed to do that. That's impossible. It's the same. I think I even made this comparison. The way how bumblebees are not supposed to be able to fly, yet they do. That's Brian and Cage, how he wrestles. It's fucking insane.
There's a specific in this match where, you know, when in A Pup Named Scooby-Doo, how Velma, when she walks, her legs just go like vrrr,
Yeah,
like it's just like a very quick, like you can't even see. It seems unnatural. That's Cage crawling from one side of the ring to Tejano on the other. He just does his quick little scurry crawl. It's very funny.
It's like he recognizes, oh, I'm out of position. Let me get into position. And then you're thinking like, Cage, you're not gonna. There's no way you can get into position. You're too. How are you already here? Like it's. Cage does not obey the laws of physics. He should be arrested, but he looks so cool when he does it. Also, the physics are not protected by any official law organization.
It's all that animantium in him.
It's probably all that goddamn animantium, the goddamn Wolverine himself. Tejano ends up going for a tour of Irish whips into the corner, head scissors, countered by Cage into the Alabama sit-out slam, kick out at 2. Super kick from Tejano. Superplex from Cage. Cage follows that up with the Lucha Destroyer. F5 and pins to win. 6 minutes and 25 seconds. Cage is up in the best of 5 series. 2-0.
I really like this instead of how they did it in the Drago Aerostar, where it was like 1 for 1 each time pretty much. I like that he's off to a huge lead, but Tejano's going to come back and do 2, and then we're going to get a 5th.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's very different from the Aerostar Drago, which makes sense because all 4 of these are very different men. But it's interesting, and it's going to be very... I'm excited to see where this goes. Tejano needs to get back in it, buddy. I tell you what.
But I really like how they're doing it for the art of sport, opposed to, like, it's not 2 people who hate each other. It's, with Drago and Aerostar, they were both like, no, we're friends, awesome, we're going to do this together, it's going to be great, we're going to put on an awesome show. Whereas the other 2 are like, we want our time in the limelight, and this would be doing that. But there's no animosity towards each other. They're there to do a great match, and I love it. But speaking of 2 people about to do a great match, what's up?
Real quick, I love that you said it, because I think one of the differences between them is that the friendship that Aerostar and Drago have ensures there's never going to be animosity. It will get tense. I will feel a certain way if I lose, but it's not going to be animosity like this. These 2, I think they're a lot more open to allowing the hate to come into them. You know what I mean? Like, as it starts right now, no, we just have a match. And I want to be number 1, period. So, like, in a best of 5 series, I'm probably just going to grow to hate you further and further. Right now, we're starting at a neutral place, but that just kind of devolves into hate as the best of 5 goes on.
Well, hanging out with Taylor Swift, you're like, a best of 5 on this chest of mine.
No, I'm not. Because the other part of it is I don't want poop on me. I don't.
But it's a billionaire's poop.
Ew, that's like so much worse.
No, it means it's going to be a healthy.
So much worse. No, now it's symbolism. Now I can't even get into scatological kinks from Taylor Swift because it's symbolism. We can't let these billionaires keep shitting on the poor. And if you're wondering, yes, I'm very poor. Sign up for the Patreon and write a little message that says, hey, if this goes through, give Sean like $1 of this. It's the only way I get paid is if you specifically say, give Sean $1 of this $5 to your delicious Patreon. Thank you so much, Marshland Media. We're not even at the plugs yet. I'm getting ahead of myself.
But that's patreon.com/MLM pod.
Damn right.
Yeah, before the last match, we get one short locker room scene.
Yeah, with Evilise holding her neck. When her babe comes in and is all, hey babe, I came to see your show, I just gotta grab my ticket. It is Sami Callihan, TNA wrestler, co-owner of the Revolver Wrestling Federation. Just a real fucking hardcore, chill-ass dude. I did not realize he was in Lucha Underground. Sami motherfucking Callihan.
Well, from my point of view, I said, who is this the bouncer-coated man with a leather jacket only the sound guy could hate?
Perfect. That's why I want to kind of get in there first, because I didn't think you would recognize him, and I was curious what your takeaway was. Your initial takes of this new man in Evilise's life. She has moved on from Son of Havoc.
Mm-hmm. He looks like he's straight from the video game The Bouncer. And for real, guys, every time he moved, that leather jacket just straight up in the microphone.
Yeah, he's He's not a great guy. In character, of course. Even the way he's kind of a biker, the way his Son of Havoc. I don't know. Maybe it's me. It feels kind of like he's a bad person, but a familiar setting for Evilise that is specifically not Son of Havoc.
I don't think he's a bad person. He seems more like a fuckboy.
Yeah, fuckboy is a better way to put it. Anyway, so yeah, he shows up. He's like, I came here to see your match, babe. I just got to grab my ticket. She's like, match already happened. You missed it. Then I got jumped after. And also, this is me. How did you get into this locker room if you don't even have a ticket for the show?
Came through the back.
You know what? He puts it, though. He can come through the back because the doors are always open. I forgot that's part of the temple is literally anyone can fight if they show up.
Uh-huh. And you to Taylor Swift, you say, hey, come out the back. It's always open.
Why? I shouldn't have paused. I'll never pause again on this podcast ever again.
Hey, even if you don't, I can make it as if you pause, so I'll get my quips in.
You just hear post. It's just gonna be all these edits and posts of shit. Yes. Sami Callihan is shocked by this news. He's like, that she was jumped. What? No way. Babe, I'm gonna fight for you. She's all, I can fight for myself. He's all, nuh-uh, because you're all jacked up. And she's like, oh, Jeremiah. Sami Callihan's name is Jeremiah. Jeremiah, get the fuck out of the temple. I want to keep my work and my private life separate. And Jeremiah immediately resents to being compared to Son of Havoc. He's like, I think that's his response immediately is something like, hey, what we have is way different than what you and Son of Havoc had. If I want to force myself into this area of your life, which is totally reasonable for you to have this boundary of not wanting to work and fuck, and that's a very reasonable boundary. He's like, no, I'm better than Son of Havoc. I can make this work, even though you just said you don't want you don't want me to do this thing. Evilise is exhausted by this, understandably so. She's like, I just want to go home and drink. So Jeremiah pulls out a flask and asks, why wait? But the music gets serious, so we know that it's a problem and not a really fun, cute thing.
Yeah.
Because if the music was different, it would be like, oh, it's just Jeremiah's kind of a fun guy. Yeah, let's bring the flask out. But then the music gets really sad and you're like, oh no, this is a problem.
Now,
this shouldn't be.
What would you infer if the music was
oh, that's a fun guy.
Okay.
If he pulls out the flask and it's that I don't know what that music is called. I know that song though.
Yakety Sax from Benny Hill.
Yeah, if Yakety Sax plays after Jeremiah pulls out the flask, I'm like, this guy is cool and a fun time at parties.
Oh, I would not think he's cool. I'd be like, okay, you need to, you're drinking responsibly, but please don't be around me.
You know what? I would not sign up for the Taylor Swift story, but I could see me developing, this isn't even a story, I could just see me actually developing a drinking problem if every time I pulled out a flask, Yakety Sax played.
Okay.
Because it is at that point, I'm like, oh, there's fun music. I have to be the fun guy. I have to like my people pleasing nation. It will just take over so much. I need to live up to this Yakety Sax music that's playing me in. And then I go put a night. That's the problem is then I put I get hammered. I put a lampshade on my head and I'm like, Taylor Swift, it's good to meet you. She's like, I'm gonna shit on you tonight. I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm drunk. Let's go. And I wake up in the morning. It's hell. I ruined my life because Yakety Sax will play every time I pull out a flask. I can't let that happen. If you ever see me pull out a flask and you start playing Yakety Sax, I'm gonna punch the shit out of you. Okay, we can't let this happen. No.
If every time I pulled out a flask and ICP's Thy Unveiling started playing, people would be like, oh, it's so sad. He's crying right now. And I go, no, this is empowered drinking.
I'm crying, but it's not because I'm drinking. It's an unrelated thing. Sorry. Yes.
But if you see me drinking it, there probably is something wrong, guys.
Yeah, you famously do not drink.
Weed for me. But, guys, Vamp is here to guide Puma. I think they are setting this up because the Prince Puma versus Matanza. Vampiro's saying about Puma, he needs some mentorship. He needs some guidance or he's never going to come out as a victor.
Yeah, they're setting this up crazy for Vampiro to kind of take over started guiding Puma. Vampiro was the one who came up to Puma in the locker room at the beginning of this season, end of last season.
Beginning of this season.
Beginning of this season, thank you. To say like, hey, yeah, it's interesting how you've kind of lost your edge ever since you lost your title to Mill in that first season.
WWE, in regards to injury, they lost their edge.
Oh, that sucked. Wait, he's not even in WWE anymore.
Oh, yeah, shoot. But hey, the last time they lost him, it was because of injury, right?
No, he's signed with a different company.
Wait, no,
Stop trying to push this narrative
was...
that Edge is injury prone because he's currently injured. That's weird.
He always gets injured, guys.
He doesn't. Someone told you that, and you decided to hold that to your precious little heart so you could keep making these bits. Get over it, James.
This is from 2022. This is an article from the Sportster. Every major injury of Edge's wrestling career explained.
How long is his career again? Like, at that point, 40 years? 30 years?
Wow. And these are like major injuries. This is a countdown of 8.
He's not even on this show. Why are we having this fight?
This is from 2002, 2003, 2004, 2005, 2000. Like every year he has a major injury.
You're about to be injury prone because I'm going to shove you in a fucking wood chipper.
Oh, damn. I'm getting.
Good
Lord. Hey, guys.
Lord.
Season 5, maybe, of Fargo. You can see our boy in the background.
Yeah. And you can see our other boy in the background of the wood chipper as you are shoved inside. This match is good. Prince Puma versus Matanza is a very, 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 very good match. Also, oh, by the way, the last thing on the guidance bit, fuck Conan. I think we talked about this. How much is Vampiro wanting to carry over, become the new like mentor to Puma? How much of that is I really believe in Puma, and how much of it is fuck Conan? I still hate Conan, Puma's previous mentor, and I just don't want him to have anything. So Puma's mine now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it is. I'll set him straight, not like that fuck boy over there.
Fuck Conan, you fuck boy. Matanza throws the belt to the ground, and then eyes immediately on Puma. It's like immediately it's like this is gonna be a fucking problem.
Real quick, Sean, would you let Taylor Swift feed me into a wood chipper and have my guts rain on you?
Is it a sexual thing?
For her, it sure is.
I gotta say no. James,
she's a billionaire. Of course it's sexual.
James, my relationship I feel way stronger to my relationship to me and you. If you're gonna be fed into a wood chipper, I don't want that. I don't want it to be about me and Taylor's new relationship. You know what I mean? Like if I'm wood chippering you, that's a moment between me and you and the wood chipper. And I don't want to bastardize that.
What if it's sexual for me but not Taylor?
Does Taylor still have to be there?
Yeah, I mean that's part of it.
I don't know this person well enough to just like let her watch me get rained on by the blood and guts of my friend. I don't know her like that.
Hey man, all you got to do is listen to the Red album and you'll know her.
All right. I assume not the Weezer Red album with Pork and Beans.
No, I don't know Weezer. Get those assholes out of here.
What? They sing about pork and beans and other stuff. All right, fair enough. You know what? You're right. Let's get him out of here. Puma lands the first punch. Matanza doesn't move. Instead, he throws a lariat and it turns Puma inside out.
Just a 360 flip.
I like what Vampiro says here. Makes this analogy that Matanza's going to wrestle like a great white shark. It's like one bite and then he doesn't let go. Puma, he's got to fight like piranhas. Lots and lots of little bites. Then he says he was Aquaman in a past life, which is interesting to me. This match, because we're a little over an hour. We'll probably be like right around an hour. You don't care. You're listening to the podcast, having yourselves a good time. Time is meaningless in such joyous occasion as when you're listening to Sweaty Time Pro Wrestling. I'm sorry to bring up time.
I would have just edited that out, but now it's got to stay in.
Yeah, I know. Good. I want you to remember that you are the master of your own time. It is a construct and you constructed it. Take over time. Become the Time Lords. Watch Doctor Who. I don't know what it's about, but I'm pretty sure I'm nailing it.
Sean, should I just not edit this episode?
Probably not.
Okay.
I don't think you should. You should never edit these episodes because I'm not worth it.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, this match is good. Puma finds an opening against the 619 in the corner, flying form, springboard to the double down on both men. Matanza blocks a fireman's carry from Puma, who escapes springboard Meteora. Matanza's not weak enough for the power moves. Puma says, "Let me fly on him." That's what it's Puma is still he's still doing high flying, exciting moves. But it's not because it's not to entertain people. It's not like this is a fun and flashy thing. This is my best weapon against a big hunky hunk like Matanza. Mm-hmm. Like these springboard Meteoras, these springboard forearms. Like this is just my best offense. And I'm doing all of these not to show off, but very specifically to murder this champion and get my belt back. Like even that mentality, which we talked about last week, how Puma's not wrestling matches anymore. He's preparing for wars, wars with Mill. In this case, war with Matanza. Like they're all being done it's still that very decidedly, I'm going to kill you, what it takes to survive mentality. Not just what it takes to win, what it takes to survive. Because at the temple right now, like the whole situation with a lot of people at the temple right now, it's less about winning or losing. It's more about, will my face be... We have at least 2 casualties in the temple. At least 2. Like it's getting serious. Season 3, it's getting serious. You got to if you want to make it to season 4, you got to you got to do a little bit more than win. You got to survive.
And if you want to make it to season 5, you got to go back in time and stop the pandemic.
That's for true. God, this show is so good.
There's a part where after Puma knocks Matanza out of the ring, he does like a Hernandez strut. It was really good.
Yeah. The old Jimmy Fargo.
And have we done the part where Matanza beats Puma's head onto the announce table?
Talk about it.
So he does that, and you can see slightly out of peripheral Stryker like stand up, but he goes like, ah! Just a very funny scream, and then he says,
"Oh shit!" This episode too.
He for sure says, "Oh wow, I think Matanza was scared of all the technology that we have around on our table."
I missed that. That does not sound like a note they got from Mark Burnett or Robert Rodriguez. That sounds like some... You know how I said before how they're usually very good about what they say? I'm curious. Maybe not. That does sound like something Matt Stryker just kind of put in at the moment. It's like, also, he's afraid of technology.
Well, also, maybe when Vampiro, they should have got a note about this was, oh yeah, he got a mouthful of the monster.
No, that should stay in. That should stay in and get repeated. That should be the bumper for all their ad spots. It's Lucha Underground, get a mouthful of the monster.
Which is what you'll get with me, yay.
Yeah.
Because I'll give you a mouthful. Because I podcast, you know?
Oh, well, that'd be an earful, wouldn't it?
But for me, it's a mouth, like I'm spewing a mouthful of the monster.
I'm giving you my mouthful so you can receive an earful of this sweet, sweet pod, baby.
I also spew a mouthful of the monster when I self-suck.
God damn it. No, I'm like... Maybe I'm drinking a Monster Energy drink, and then I have a spit take to like, nope, no, we're sucking our own dicks. Welcome to the podcast.
So yet again, there's just there's a bunch of like, let's go Puma, and the only person to say Matanza is still just a single woman in the crowd. Again, it's got to be a family member or a spouse, and I hope it is.
I hope it's... I still like to think it's just Dario who's gotten really good at ventriloquism. Dario's a master of throwing his voice.
Oh man, and he's got jalapeno on a stick.
Oh God, no. Okay, I'm moving forward.
And he says, Jeff Dunham, if you don't come here with $1 billion, I'm gonna feed the jalapeno on a stick to my brother Matanza.
Great. Awesome. My only response, you know, when you start thinking of something and you're like, I don't want to say this on a recorded microphone, like that. The fact that the only way my brain knew how to respond was, Jeff Dunham, you better come here or else I'm gonna let Taylor Swift shit all over this jalapeno on a stick. I don't want to say that. I don't want to say that on a podcast.
I'd have her shit into the puppet so when he reaches in, he's like, oh no.
That's honestly, no, that's a good idea and he deserves that.
Yeah.
Matanza's loading up. He's getting throwing these stinger splashes in the corner. On the third one, Puma catches Matanza. Like Matanza leaps into the air and Puma, who's a littler guy, catches him in the bear hug, goes into Puma's suplex combo. And the kick out at 2 here is palpable. Like you said before, the Puma chants were there. They get taken to such another level when Puma catches mid-air Matanza. And oh my gosh, Temple's alive. Matanza catches Puma's roundhouse kick into a capture suplex, spinning sit-out powerbomb, only a 2 count. Matanza loads up for the finisher, the Wrath of the Gods power slam. Puma counters with a DDT, and I think it's like less than a handful of times that this move has gotten countered. I don't know if it's the first. I will say though, it has the energy like this is the first time this move got countered. Like it's that like holy. I don't think anyone's ever been this close to beating Matanza. Mm-hmm. Like this is like holy shit. Especially 3 kicks to the jaw sets Matanza into the corner. 630 splash connects, lands.
Also, when he does that, while he's in the air, I don't think Melissa Santos knew the outcome of this match because you can see her in the background sitting where she usually is, just cheesing, excited. She's like, holy wait, are we about to change champs? This is amazing. Yeah.
Or even, it's very good. This match is like, this match is palpable. Like it does so much for both cementing this new Puma. I won't say new Puma character, this new Puma direction cements him so well. Giving Matanza a chance to like he's been looking great in these squashes, but like it's really exciting to see him in a match like this where he has to dig and fight. And he's had dig and fight matches before. Mac actually took it to him really well last week, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
But like this is palpable. I don't know. It's just kind of like that's the word that kept like running through my mind. Like that's the feeling I was getting where I'm just like, gee, why does it feel so much more so with this match? Like I'm right there. And I think it's because that's how hard they're going. That's how intense they are. That's how well they're playing these moments, these beats of like, holy shit, no, Puma is the guy. Like I'm so glad what you said up top. Like this is definitive. If you walk away from this and you're like Puma's not the guy, honestly, fair. We all have wrestling is art and art is subjective. We all have different takeaways. I, for one, can never not look at Puma as anything less than the guy ever again.
Yeah, but you're talking about this cementing him as like this new direction, but it also cements Mill being reestablished as a true heel and a true villain.
Interesting. Well, why would you say that? Let's get back to the match. Yeah, Puma lands that 630 flush. He's on his feet. Time to turn around and go for the pinfall. This motherfucker, Mill. As soon as Puma lands on his feet, Mil Muertes is in the ring, spears Puma out of his boots. And this is the fucking diabolical shit. Dario demands that Dario, of course, accompanying his brother to the ring. He's not just the owner of the company, he is a manager. He demands that referee Marty Elias not disqualify or throw out this contest. You let this play. This is now a no DQ. You shut the fuck up if you like your job and you just let this match finish. Marty is powerless to stop Mill from executing a flatliner onto Puma as Katrina emerges, holding her half of the amulet/stone. Everyone is here to just watch the downfall of Puma, which, of course, the Wrath of Gods is just a pleasantry as Matanza defeats and pins Prince Puma via shenanigans. Let the record books show this was a shenanigan-filled loss at 12 minutes and 45 seconds.
And before this, I love Mill. Everyone knows that. And I don't care who wins before this match in this rivalry. Now, no, Puma needs to win. He needs to take him down, and it's going to be glorious.
Yeah. And then Vampiro needs to be there, and Conan needs to watch.
But yeah, now we have one final post-match credit.
We go to the gym. Kill shots on the bench press as Joey Ryan drops off a mysterious envelope handed to him from some guy outside. Inside is a burnt, nearly destroyed, yellowing piece of paper that simply says, "You left me for dead." It's the dog tags. The dog tags came to life, and they're mad at Killshot for leaving them in Marty's balls for so long.
Ooh.
Nah, Killshot talked about that. He had a whole bunch of friends when he was a soldier and they got captured. He doesn't know what happened to them, but maybe this letter might. Ooh, Killshot's doing some it's palpable. Maybe I just like the word palpable, but this too is palpable. And that we leave on a big old cliffhanger. Who could this be? How did dog tags write notes? Do you remember that time they were near Marty's balls for a long time? God, that was weird. But let's focus on the note now. Who could this be? Who will dethrone Matanza? Like, maybe it will be Puma. Puma's got to deal with Mill, though. But he was so close. Hey, what the fuck? Wait, what's in that flask? Was it liquor? Probably, but maybe it was licorice. So many mysteries of the temple. How are we gonna solve them? We gotta come on back to Sweaty Time Pro Wrestling next week. We'll break it down for you, our beautiful, beautiful listeners. What's that I'm hearing? Oh, you wanna get a little shot of James and Sean into your veins right now? You can't wait a whole week? I'll give you one option. Come on over to twitch.tv/GooseVonKaiser and watch me be an asshole on the internet. It's a lot of fun.
Hey guys, head over to patreon.com/MLMpod, where for $5 a month you get exclusive content every single Friday. This Friday we're watching some Nicolas Cage movie. I don't remember which one. But next month, nothing but the citizens of Townsville Z for Pride in July, where I'm getting a bunch of my queer friends and we're talking Powerpuff Girls all month long.
Nice.
Maybe I'll have someone over to review for Straight to Pay. No, because we're doing summer mockbusters. I don't know if there's a mockbuster of, I'll find some ripoff of the Powerpuff Girls. They're gotta be out there. Maybe that thing, Whoop-Ass Girl, that was obviously a ripoff. Oh, actually, James, that's what it was before. He cracked me crack and made it while he was in Gallard. Shut up, I know. But $10 patrons get the aforementioned Straight to Patreon summer mockbuster style, and they get shoutouts on every single free podcast. So let's begin with those, starting with Steve F., Eric Berry of Ranger Command Power Hour, Alex Z. the Waz, Orion, Jordan B. the Chaos Witch, my Bickle brother in common law, Joshua Jakis, Steve Barnes, a sweet child of time, and Intro Void, my mother, Lil Corey's BFF and now former roommate Shane, That Fed, twitch.tv/Core Winning, it's Corwin, and from the ROM Complex, as well as Formulaic, a podcast and script writing, it's twitch.tv/R2 Shelby2. I've been James.
I've been Sean, and this has been Sweaty Time Pro Wrestling, a purple prancer forever.
Bye-bye. Oh, yeah.